Hey guys, this is Tina Oakley.
And this is Madison Walker.
Welcome to the 2019 Nantucket Open on Nantucket Island.
This is a 2-round tournament. It's a 1-day B tier, and this is the second round, so it is also the final round of the event. We have Sarah Hokom, Catrina Allen, Erica Johnson, a local to the area, and Tina Oakley.
Me.
On the card. We started out the round with Sarah having a huge lead, 4 strokes lead after 18 holes, and she'll kick us off on the event.
As you can see, the rough is both on the right and left side, and you're going to see that on pretty much every hole out here. So staying in the fairway is your number one goal off of every single tee pad.
The rough is rough. If you go in there, get ready to have a sidearm, you're going to have to scramble, you're going to have to throw overhand shots. You're a lot of times not going to be able to see the fairway.
Yep.
Hole 1 is a par 4, and you'll see a lot of par 4s and 5s, correct, on this course?
It's a huge course.
Yeah, it's long, it's demanding.
And fun fact, there was a hurricane that came through the evening before and this morning of this event. So it was a little crazy. That's why we're all in our rain gear, but it looks like it's pretty chill. There was definitely more wind in the morning than there was in the afternoon.
Yeah, it relaxed a lot. And somehow Todd, the tournament director of this event, he managed to have his team out and clearing branches off before the event started. And I mean, look how pristine this looks even after a hurricane has rolled through. It's very impressive.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's that rough we're talking about. Both Sarah and myself have to scramble out of this from both sides of the fairway too.
And right back in.
It's just tricky, and that's really the name of the game on this course. If you can stay in the fairway at all, throw some straight discs that aren't going to fade, you're going to be better off than most people.
For those of you guys that are unfamiliar, like I said, Erica Johnson is a local to the area. I've stayed with her family before in Barnstable before coming out here. She's a regular at Maple Hill and also at the Green Mountain Championship, so it's a pleasure to watch her, and I'm glad we get to see her on a filmed round.
Yeah, Erica's awesome. She doesn't live in Sandwich. Sandwich is like my favorite city name ever.
It's one of the best.
So serious.
Tina lining up the shot.
So for those of you that don't know, Eric and myself, Eric Oakley, got married on Nantucket Island last year, same time, about a week difference this year. And so last year I was playing in a wedding dress, but...
With a wedding baseball hat too.
Yeah. Misses. But I'm not nearly as cute this year.
A little bit soggy,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit tired.
Couple rain jackets.
Tina running at, looks like just outside the circle.
Those are my favorite putts, but...
But she wanted to play it safe this time.
Try harder.
Yeah, even though she loves them.
Yes,
Erica
great putt from Erica.
sneaks it right over the rim. She's a really strong putter. She's really strong at everything in the game. You'll see her keeping it in the fairway a lot.
Looks like that might have even been outside the circle, just a little bit, or close to the circle's edge.
We know Catrina's always in the hunt for the win. Starting the event with a 4-stroke deficit to Sarah Hokom, it looks like she's got her focus face on and she's ready to battle back, and we know Catrina's good at that, so we'll see what happens on this really long course today.
Yeah, Sarah's game is really perfect. I mean, she's playing really well this year as well, and she's got the sidearm advantage, so every single hole she can scramble better than pretty much anyone out there, which definitely is going to set her apart from everybody else.
Yeah, she's got all the shots. She's got the sidearm, of course, we know that. She's been working on her backhand, and it's gotten so much better. And then she's also really good at rollers, at overhand shots. She has all those technical shots that you learn when you play Ultimate Frisbee. So we'll see Sarah tee off on hole 2. This is one of the shorter holes on the course.
That is amazing.
It is unbelievable.
So good. Looks parked from this perspective.
This is a par 3 that has a couple different alleys. You could take the forehand route like Hokom did, and you could also take this low backhand route that we'll see Catrina trying to hit.
All of these branches are a lot lower than they look. You're trying to throw it really low and yet still throw it 300 feet. So it's such a tricky shot. That is
really great.
A good shot. You're trying to get maybe a little bit further than that, but at least that's the line you want to go for
On this hole, you almost do, if you want the backhand play, kind of have to go for a skip shot. We see Tina working the forehand line with the backhand anhyzer. I love the straight shot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of straight at it. I don't really have the distance for that right side as much, so.
The hyzer the whole way.
Mm-hmm. A little early from Catrina. She was probably trying to turn that over a little bit more.
Yeah, I love the putter flex line.
She's quite good at those, usually.
Tina giving herself a putt.
Little justice shot. Pat's just gonna pitch up and clean up that hole.
So because this is a B tier and there's 2 rounds in one day, they did start on hole 16. So that's why you're seeing the 17 on the basket. It is not a tee time event, so we started on a different hole other than hole 1.
Whew. That's a good run.
That was
tricky little gap to hit, so I love that she went for it.
Circus putts are my favorite. The ones that you have to go in between trees or over bushes or something
Circus.
like that.
Todd also does some CTPs, so you see that sign in the ground there. There's usually cookies are on the line.
Yes.
CTP cookies.
Famous Nantucket Island CTP cookies.
Apparently they stopped making them, so this year it was a little bit different, but
the spirit's
still there.
Yeah, the family that decided to make that usually makes them, which we all just can't wait. Yeah,
Love,
we're all obsessed with them.
love.
Yeah, and they decided to stop making cookies and keep the recipe with them and not share it, which is unfortunate. I'm not crying. This is another par 5.
Yep, 868 feet.
Sarah takes the very unconventional forehand route off the tee. Most people are going to look at the backhand to the right of that big forked tree in the middle, which we'll see Erica do. This is another shot that's low ceiling, and the rough is so rough. And if you go in the rough off the tee here, you still have so far to go. It's 868 feet, and even though it's very flat, the whole course is super flat, I feel like it plays so much longer than 868 feet somehow.
This is one of the hardest holes, and there's a lot of hard holes, but hole 18, I mean, you're tired usually. Obviously, we played a shotgun start. Nice.
See?
That's not what you're going for. Hey, the rough. But yeah, there's, like she said, it's tight and the rough is right there, but also, as you can see off the tee here, there are so many trees just scattering the entire fairway. So even if you have a line, if you miss it by just a tiny bit, you can easily get shot off into the middle of nowhere.
Catrina just places her drive pretty much perfectly. That left side, when you get way down there, is pretty nice and wide open, so she'll have a really open second shot.
She's great at those finishing straight shots.
Tina is in the rough.
Yep. Killing it.
Knee sidearm under a branch, pitches out to the middle, and
Nice
finds
little
the
roll
rough.
to the other side.
I feel like there should be a rough meter on this coverage. How many times did we say the word rough?
Come on, Terry, make it happen.
A rough-a-meter. Really nice anti-flex line.
Those are some of my favorite shots, but I hit a branch and got kicked over. See, look at Still having fun somehow.
I think the anti-flex is one of the prettiest disc golf lines in the game. I love watching people work those through the woods.
So this is like the perfect example. Okay, a little low, but this is why Sarah is so far in the lead. She's got that really good shot from that side of the fairway, and most of her shots hopefully are going to end up in the middle or over there, so she's really got a good game plan for this course.
Catrina, closest drive to the pin, works it all the way down the fairway. It looks like a wide fairway. It is not, in fact, and she makes it look easy, puts it way down there with, I believe that's her D1, I believe. Another thing that's a good benefit to these courses with the rough with Sarah is she's really good at throwing standstill shots. And a lot of times when there's this many trees and this many bushes, you can't get a good run up. So she's really good at getting still a lot of power behind her shots while standing still. Tina looks like she has a lot of options.
Branch on top of my head.
That was a nice jump putt on shot number 3.
Thank you, Madison Walker.
Sometimes you do it at the end, sometimes you do it right in the middle.
At least it's close to the basket. That was a little misfire from Sarah. It looked like she looked down like she might have slipped because it definitely rained the night before. I wonder if it was just a footing error.
There's also, with all those trees, a lot of roots and little divots that you have to watch out for.
Totally.
Ooh, nice power. Super awesome flex shot.
Trespass. Biofusion, I believe. Erica's got a little standstill here.
Yeah, making
But she's pretty good at them.
Wow!
Yeah. That's definitely in putting range.
I wonder what disc that was. That was such a good angle.
Yeah.
And it really held nicely. She'll have a putt just outside the circle, maybe. Catrina has gone backhand, and now we get to watch her throw a forehand.
A little force over.
Setting herself up for a birdie on the par 5.
Beautiful shot. Yeah, something over stable, just a little bit over on top of it, and that was a perfect shot for Catrina.
Sarah doing what she does best, the hyzer.
Hyzer sidearm.
Parked, I believe that would be for par. Dang, we're getting to watch a bunch of sidearms out here.
It's pretty common here, yeah. And that was the Justice, just trying to do the same thing Sarah did and throw it on a hyzer.
Just outside the circle. Cans it.
That was a big one for Erica.
Yeah, actually, that looks farther than outside the circle.
It was pretty big. You probably can't tell from here, but my cat is on that disc. And I've got a little spout on a surfboard in the water that I designed myself.
Oh yeah, my favorite disc that you own.
Yeah.
Something else you probably can't tell from here is that they provide a catered lunch at Nantucket, and all of these people are probably very full. It's so hard to come back after lunch after eating that delicious. I think we had tacos this year.
Yeah.
And try to go play this beast of a course again.
619 feet, par 4. Oh, we got a couple spectators. Oh, so this is hole 1. So this is usually where we start the course. And it's a little turnover. The basket's up on the right side of the fairway.
Yeah, it's another probably, 400 feet once you throw this first shot around the corner. Finishing straight's not bad here. You don't want to tuck it too tight to the right because there's a clump of trees you can't see just around to the right of that bush. So finishing straight is not bad. We can see Erica doing that. Tina wraps it pretty tight. She's going to maybe tango with those trees, maybe get through.
I think my placement ended up being okay. We'll see. But as you can see, again, even if you're all the way up there, there's still so many trees to navigate around. And that was as good as it could be. Mm-hmm. She snuck around every tree that's up there. That's a big part of what makes this course so fun. There's not a lot of elevation, so all of the tree challenges is why we come and play Nantucket. It's so much fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of what most disc golfers would call quote unquote fairway trees, which a lot of people seem like they wouldn't like. Oh no. Tina avoids all the fairway trees.
Thanks, Madison.
Sorry, that really just made me lose my train of thought.
I understand. Fun fact for a lot of you, I had not played for about 2 months, and this is a giant course that I had to play twice in one day. So my muscles were not having it.
Going from none to all is not what you ever wanted.
I still had a great time, so I'm fine with it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, this course, no matter how often you play, is really awesome to try to tackle because there's so many different lines, and where you land, there's so many different shots that you can see through all the little navigable fairways. Nice recovery.
Thank you. Give me a putter and I'll be fine, but man.
This is Sarah laying up for par.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a tricky hole. I actually don't recall seeing many birdies on it from the FPO field.
Yeah, this one is, I feel like, kind of just out of our range. That initial tee shot is what makes it so difficult.
That was great. Good out from Kat.
It seems like you'd just be able to kind of break it up into 200-300-foot drives to get the birdie, but in reality, that first shot is really tough to get a bunch of distance.
Oh, that was close.
Erica always running the long ones. Tina sneaking in for Bogue.
Yeah.
Her shoulder's like, help me. What are you doing to me?
Yeah, it's hard in disc golf if you don't have the strength, and generally on tour we play single round days. Mm-hmm. And so the few tournaments that we do play that are shotgun start with multiple rounds in a day, just not conditioned for it really anymore. Weirdly,
I feel like a lot of the touring players are not in shape for it.
We should probably work on that.
Yeah, we guess we could, but we're all spoiled.
So as you can see, Sarah's still hanging on to the lead by the same margin. More even, actually. Yeah. She started even.
After that birdie on the last hole. Catrina still has the box, though, after birdieing the last hole. And we move on to another par 3. It's 300 feet, but this is, in my opinion, one of the hardest fairways to hit because you kind of have to throw a straight shot that finishes way left at the very end. So you have to, like Catrina's doing, really attack that left side on a hyzer. And it's not an easy shot at all.
The right side?
No, you have to attack the left side of the fairway. Like you want to be like,
that's the right side, Madison.
You go up the right side and attack the left.
I love watching Sarah play this hole because it's so different than the rest of us. But there's I think a lot more danger on that left side than there is on the right.
And it's so much narrower over there, and she just makes it look like it's no big deal.
Yeah, this one's tricky because it's only 300 feet, but you have to have your disc still pushing forward while it's hyzering.
But there's not really a skip play either. It has to be an air shot. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Tina throws into the void. I believe she'll be on the edge.
One of my better shots for this whole round.
Foreshadowing. Erica leaves it a little short, but we know she can hit those putts.
There's that CTP sign again, so at least she's kind of close to that.
Sarah from the knee, looking probably just to lay up, but I don't know, the way she was playing this year, she could throw anything in. Gets caught by another low-hanging branch. It's pretty cool out here. All the branches are kind of facing the same direction. They're all kind of pointing the same direction because I guess the prevailing wind on the island is generally the same. So all the branches are kind of like blown in the same direction. It almost looks like they're pointing. The trees out here are really cool.
A lot of the trees on this course actually are like really old and they're not local trees. They were planted and so a bunch of them died. So a lot of the back nine for this course has just a bunch of dead trees in the fairway. And I love the way it looks, but it means they fall down and that's not great.
That's why it's very exciting. Some of these might
not be here.
It's very exciting to play out here.
You never know if you're going to make it.
So you can see everyone's, even though this hole is only 300 feet, everyone is struggling to get a par. There's not any gimme birdies, no matter how much distance you can get. It's super tough par.
A couple silly mistakes, I think, from Erica and myself, leaving them short, but yeah. You can see my enthusiasm.
Everyone loves front cage, right? As soon as you hit it, you're like, yes.
At least miss high, you know? I'd rather miss high.
Another cool thing, if you've watched Nantucket Island footage before, you might have heard this, but all the baskets have that maroony red color, which is one of only I think, is it 4 or 5 paint colors they're allowed to use on the island?
Yes.
All the houses, all the street signs, anything that you see that can be painted has to be one of only a small palette of colors. Legally, because they want to keep everything uniform. So that's why you'll see these.
Unless you're grandfathered in, that's like the only time. It's crazy.
So that's what these baskets are one of a kind. You won't see baskets this color anywhere else.
Yeah, custom made. We're 20 minutes in and we're on hole 3.
I was almost quoted Ludacris. Is that allowed in commentary?
I think so.
Roller from Catrina. I love watching her throw rollers.
This is a fun hole. There's not a lot of holes like this.
Mm-mm. It's always stumped me because it's kind of long for a forehand, even though it's only 274. The branches don't let you throw a high shot, so you have to really have a power forehand. But then the backhand turnover, it's too sharp to do. So the roller is the key. Catrina figured it out, and it looks like she put it up there real close.
But look at Sarah, almost throwing it in.
Forehand master.
Yeah, she's got that power sidearm, like Madison was saying.
Yeah,
but those branches are very low, even though they're really far off the tee pad. They're so low. Like, you almost have to duck under them walking up there. So.
You can see Erica tries to do that Anheuser and catches those exact branches.
I'm going to throw a Fury roller that I learned from Catrina.
Yes!
I love this shot on this hole. It's
that was
so fun.
So good!
Yeah.
A Fury, what speed is that?
7-ish? It's very slow.
Somewhere there.
Slow and understable. It's one of my favorite discs.
Awesome.
Also what I'm sidearming, because they don't need a lot of power to go straight.
Yeah. Glidey.
Also, thanks.
Erica running it!
She wanted that one. It was close. A little short.
Looks like your disc matches your shirt.
Mm-hmm. I love teal. Hyzer putt.
Got the little nose down woes today.
I just have a little noodle arm. It doesn't want to do what I want it to.
Katrina.
Great birdie.
Yeah, great bird on this hole. Roller bird.
She really has that nailed. I watched her in practice, and she throws a roller every time, and I swear she's within 15 feet pretty much every time.
It looked like it was almost a mid-range, but I think it's one of her fairways. I can't remember what that off-white disc is.
A par's fine here. If you get caught up in any of those branches, you're just hoping to clean up a par. You want a 2 for sure, but if you miss your line at all, it's just kind of how it is.
Come back for par. Highly focused. In the heart. Is this for birdie?
Cage
for Hokom
necessary. Yes.
Nice.
She had that really good sidearm.
Yeah, that hyzer flip gets her so much distance on her sidearm. Oh!
Woohoo! That basket almost kicked it out. It was a great putt.
And we move on. Thank you to all the people that support the Disc Golf Guy on Patreon. This is some bonus footage for you guys. It wasn't anything that he was planning on releasing, but he decided to do it last minute with the help of Matt Graham, who works for Kids Disc Golf, and AJ Risley, who helped with the filming. And this is footage is just for you guys. So thank you guys for donating on Patreon. We really appreciate it. I know Terry does. Katrina with another roller.
It's another par 4 that's 630 feet.
So she's trying to get distance on that first shot so she can give herself the opportunity to have...
She turned it over a little too much. It was so close to being perfect. But
not a bad area.
It's a little open over there. It's not too bad. I think it's better than being on the right side because the right side has a lot of low branches.
Yeah, it opens up past the tee pad down there.
This hole's fun.
It is fun.
It's hard.
It is
but
so
it's
hard.
Really fun.
The second shot is so challenging. There's so many little mini fairways from all the trees.
So that's what I like about it is you throw your drive and then you figure out what to do because you can't plan it.
Yeah, it's one of the few
idea.
holes on the course where you can kind of open up on the drive and like just let it rip. Yes. She let it rip on second shot too.
And yet I end up behind the trees. You don't want to be behind. I loved that shot too. And then I saw where it ended up. I was so bummed.
I like how you're in a tank top and Erica's in long sleeves. What was going on out there?
I get really warm when I play.
Get the aerobic exercise up.
Probably because I was fuming because I was playing so bad.
I always get hotter when I play that.
I always get hot when
I'm sweating and it's like 35 degrees. Katrina's way down there.
Yeah, that was one of the better drives I've seen on that hole.
Gets a hold of her second shot though, and she turned it over to the right. The basket's over to the left more.
Just a little though. She's still in a better position than any of us so far.
Sarah, even with the kind of rip to the left, still is the closest to the pin and will be throwing. Oh, yeah. Low ceiling got her.
Little worm burner.
Worm burner's my favorite.
thankfully she has plenty of strokes to play with.
Definitely. And we get to see her bust out the backhand approach. Really nice follow through. And
a little bit of
brutal
tree kick there. Yeah, that was rude. It was a really good line. That's exactly what I would have done. Here's my little, we call her Spooty Booty.
Spooty Booty overstable approach.
Spout Justice.
Did you just dink the pole?
Yeah, sure did.
Todd?
Maybe it wasn't this round that I ended up in a bad spot.
Erica running another long putt.
Oh! So close.
I love how she kind of stands there and almost leans back into it. It's like such a spinny little putt. Trina goes for the putt for birdie.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a very similar situation. You don't see a ton of birdie opportunities. It's just so far and so tricky to get up there. So definitely. I'm sure Kat really wanted that. And she was close.
Oof. That was hooking for par. She'll be taking a bogey. Yeah, I think this course is good for the distance throwers, especially if you can hit the line, and we know Catrina can. So we could see her, birdieing all over the place with her, super technical high distance shots.
That's the thing too about Nantucket that's different than most courses. Usually you have a course that's, caters to distance or caters to technicality, and this is absolutely both. You should throw far, but also if you can't hit a line, forget about it. Mm-hmm. You're going to be scoring really high. So I like that it's a little bit of both, and I love technical golf. So
yeah, you have to throw every shot in your bag far.
Yeah. So.
This white
roller.
I'm having trouble remembering this hole.
Another par 5, 811 feet. This one's pretty far, as you can see. And there's just a ton of trees in the front, but it has a left side and a right side gap. And then after that, it's kind of a free-for-all.
Oh, I do remember this hole, yes. I wasn't able to play this year. I was injured, so the course is not the freshest on my mind. Bear with me as I figure this out. Tina works the right-hand hyzer line.
Yeah.
Pushing straight pretty far, and looks like it's going to be wide open.
I'm pretty much so that Fusion trespass on every hole, unless it's a Fury. And Sarah again with the left side gap. It's fun to see the alternative route. Somehow and ends up in like the perfect spot.
Yep, Sarah also not hitting any trees somehow.
Magic. Definitely wanted that to stay right longer. It's not too bad over there unless you're in the rough, but if you can stay in the middle on this hole, that's definitely better. But look at all these tiny trees. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, this is the second shot on this hole is so challenging because there really is not like a perfect line. I mean, actually, I think Hokom is in the perfect place.
Yeah, I was just going to say, well.
Besides where Hokom is, there's not a lot of gaps that you can choose. There's open space, room to run up, but just not a lot of opportunity to throw a pure disc golf line.
Yeah. If you're left or right, it's more of a poke and hope. If you're in the middle, you're great. But even then, you roll 6 inches to the wrong spot and you end up behind the wrong tree. Yeah. So.
But Catrina sees the game a lot. Yeah, she sees the game a lot differently than I do, and she's got that roller utility in her bag, so she's able to see fairways that I cannot look at.
I think she got out of the jungle we're talking about. That's a bummer.
What a weird.
That tiny little branch.
These are 2 cool branches. Tina's got one on the right and then one in front of her.
This is my underworld, which I usually throw when I'm in situations like this. Yeah.
Just kind of getting up the fairway a little more.
Yeah. You never want to throw that disc too hard because it's very, very understable.
It's a nice utility disc to have.
Yeah, it's nice to not have to try too hard.
Yeah, basically just flick the wrist and it flies. Erica with the standstill hyzer.
Awkward footing too.
Flirting with the right side, but looks like it's going to work out. She'll have another, kind of longer putt. Which is what
she's been close on a lot of those,
yeah.
So. Yeah, I'm sure Sarah wishes she was just Just a few feet further, she wouldn't have been underneath those branches because she was kind of having to duck to get it out.
Yeah, that's the only guardian tree you want to avoid, and for some reason, it just grabs everyone's disc.
Mm-hmm.
Tina steers way clear of it. Beautiful flex shot.
Yeah, that was my warrant, and it's nice and straight. Usually I got over it a little bit, but thankfully it flexed out. And you see those branches that just reach out towards the basket, just in your way. Like Madison was talking, mm-hmm. They go the same direction. Yeah, those you don't want to hit.
Great approach from Catrina. She'll have a tap in.
I gotta say,
that Katrina's tap-ins for birdie, I believe.
I think so too. Roller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Oh my gosh.
She's gonna make one of those at some point. Yeah.
Sarah's got a long tester for par, I believe. Or is this for birdie? Oh.
Same chain. Same chain.
Same chain. For birdie on the par 5, what a beast. Awesome.
Great hole by Catrina. That's
awesome.
How you play it.
Narrowing the gap. Erica just okay with the bogey.
Yeah, the thing about Kat's birdie is that unless you play this hole like basically exactly how you want, you're probably gonna get a bogey.
Yep.
You know,
yep.
You really have to be executing perfectly. So the fact that she birdied it is awesome.
Moving on to another par 5, back to back. Only on
Welcome
Nantucket.
to Nantucket. That left side is not where you want to be. There's a very skinny gap. You have to kind of throw a very straight shot that's going to hyzer, which isn't the easiest thing to do.
No, it's like you want it to go straight on hyzer for a long time and then finish just like this.
That's exactly what
That's
I wanted.
what you want to do.
But maybe another 200 feet would be cool. Maybe next time.
Maybe next year. The sun's starting to pop out after it's been kind of crappy all morning, so it's warming up a little bit. Sarah working that forehand flex.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
It might be in the rough on the left. I'm not sure.
I can't tell if she got past it or not.
Yeah, there is like it turns left. The whole hole turns to the left. So
Erica hugging that left side a little more than you want, but maybe it'll work out for her. I wonder if Catrina did this on purpose. I wonder if this was part of how because that left side gap right there is really nice. Maybe she wanted to be over there and a little shorter.
That's the thing about this hole, as you'll see in about 10 seconds. If you even get to like the primo spot, look ahead.
Yeah.
There's no gap.
There's a million little ones.
I mean, there was a gap and I didn't hit it, but there's very tiny gaps. There's no like clear shot. That's kind of the crazy thing about this hole, especially being so long.
Oof.
That was a bad kick.
I don't know if she was trying to throw a forehand Annie or if she was trying to throw a roller, but we don't see Erica do that very often. So definitely you could tell it was maybe a little uncomfortable.
I think she also got a bad kick, though.
Yeah, really bad. Wow.
Beautiful.
So good. Who needs a backhand when you can do that?
The rough and I. I think this is my chameleon escape, which there are 25 of in existence.
Really? And you're throwing it out here.
Yeah.
No big deal. Erica way deep in the rough. I wonder what the roughometer's at right now. It's gotta be at like 60, right? You can't see the fairway from where the cameraman is or where Erica is, but I think she found it.
This is some of the worst rough on the course, though.
100%.
Like, it all kind of looks the same on video, but realistically, that is so thick back there compared to some of the other ones. It's definitely low.
That's why throwing a 1 out of 25 disc is crazy on this hole.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, if you love it, you gotta let it fly. So the approach is really challenging on this hole too. It narrows even more if that's possible from the middle of the fairway. There's, I would say, 2 main tiny fairways with lots of low ceiling branches, so you kind of have to slide something up there. And the rough wraps around the back side of the green. Catrina, was looking for the middle gap, but
Could have
finds
been
the
a
left.
misfire, but it worked out.
Worked out for sure. She'll have a round circle's edge putt, it looks like. Hokom's, of course, going to take the left gap.
Yeah, this approach is definitely interesting because you're looking at all of these tiny gaps, and you just have to pick your highest percentage of what you're best at. If you're good at straight shots, maybe you pick the one in the middle. If you're good at hyzer sidearms, maybe you pick the one on the left. But they're all about equal opportunity.
Depending on where you're standing.
That was low again. You can tell I'm running out of energy by hole 6.
I don't blame you, man. Playing 2 rounds of this course in one day is so brutal. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much fun, and somehow we still all save enough steam to do the fun rounds that we do after this.
Mm-hmm.
The what is
Raz round?
The Raz round, the rainwater Raz round. Which, if you guys have never heard of that, go check it out. You can find it on YouTube. It's so much fun to watch. It's very loud. Turn your speakers down. Lots of cowbells. Lots of big germ.
Is Kat putting for birdie here?
I believe so.
A little too much hyzer on that. She's not happy with it.
Good to see her doing what we know she can, though.
Yeah.
Giving a birdie run on these longer holes. You could see the flag kind of whip after she let go.
Yeah, the wind's picking up just a little bit.
Yes!
Thanks, double bogey.
I spoke too soon.
I'm just laughing anyways. I had a really good time with these girls. They're all just so sweet and nice.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good time.
And it's really hard not to have fun out on Nantucket Island.
Exactly.
Such an awesome tournament.
Todd takes care of us, and he makes sure it's really fun for everybody. And again, the course is just
You're
spectacular.
playing on an island. I mean, come on.
In a hurricane.
In a hurricane. It's exhilarating. The only way to get there is via ferry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, not normal from Erica. Maybe a little lack of focus.
Yeah, a little right side. I don't know if maybe it was because the wind maybe freaked her out a little bit, but it happens to all of us. That's for sure. This little baby.
Yeah, all
This
seven.
is a tiny little par 3, 178 feet. But it's a straight tunnel that can be very punishing if you hit early.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And Sarah makes it look like the easiest thing in the world.
And it's not. It looks so wide on this
It really does.
footage, but it's sort of reminiscent of the,
Oh!
It's reminiscent of that famous BRP hole, but a little bit shorter.
Quite a bit shorter.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the mini BRP, and it's so much fun to play, and it is.
They're making it look pretty easy.
Yeah, they are.
I'll fix that.
Let's look at a dose of reality here. Yes.
A little early release, not the nice kick. Oh,
No.
so bad.
You're
So
like, it's
bad.
the shortest hole in the course.
This is one of those holes, like, if you miss it, you're mad,
Mhm.
because it's 178 feet.
Anyone
just get it
can
towards
hit it.
the basket.
Yep.
Like, you just have to know how to throw a straight shot. So it's definitely disappointing. But props to, Kat and Erica. I think they're throwing putters off the tee pad,
Yep.
which is a really smart play. And if you're not good at throwing putters off the tee, then it's something to learn for sure.
Great bird.
Birdies.
Way to go, Erica.
I didn't bogey it.
Erica's one of my favorite locals to play with regionally. There's always those awesome regional ladies that you only get to see in certain part of the country.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's come out to some bigger events, but
Yep. Recently she has, I think she's a regular at the Memorial.
Mhm. Oh, they're stepping it off for the CTP.
Standoff.
I think Kat got it. Or is that Sarah's disc? Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it.
Trying to get some cookies.
No cookies.
Oh wait, no cookies.
No cookies.
No cookies.
Just some Frisbees and some whale sacks. Upside down?
Talent.
I'm impressed. I guess it's like 3 letters.
That's true. That's true.
Hole 8.
Back-to-back short holes.
Yeah.
Little break on the Nantucket Beast.
You guys, this is the biggest elevation. This hole and the next hole. This is downhill, actually.
The only time.
And then the next one's uphill, and it's all of the elevation that you're going to get on Nantucket.
I would say this is about a 5-foot elevation change.
It's very small.
It's downhill, but the low ceiling in combination with the downhill does make it feel like a really narrow gap you have to hit vertically. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy hole. You almost have to play a skip.
You are throwing downhill more than you normally would for the tiny elevation change because of the lowlands. Yeah, that was great from Erica. That's exactly what you want. Just straight, mid-range, right under the basket.
Yes.
Or you could throw it into the branches.
What
and hope
branches?
It gets through.
This is another one where I feel like I get a little bit bummed if I don't get it.
Me too.
Trina tries. It looks like she may be trying to run it a tiny bit.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Little branch right there got her a little bit. Sarah's got a circus putt. Is that what you called it?
My favorite. Ooh. Oh.
Had a chance for sure.
Look at that CTP. Birdie for Tina. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss.
I did it, you guys. Look how happy I am.
Some good.
You think Erica
redemption.
got the CTP?
I think that. Ooh, I can't tell. I feel like the CTP looks a little closer.
I think you're right.
Back-to-back birds for Erica.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Shaving some strokes. That feels good because they don't come easy out here.
They really don't. Especially like those par 5s that are just covered in trees. It's so hard to keep your cool on those.
Oh yeah. Things could easily spiral shot after shot.
Thanks again, Terry, for covering the ladies at the Nantucket Open.
We appreciate it so much. We're so happy to watch this after the fact. This is one of the more narrow gaps off the tee.
And uphill.
It is uphill. It's 282 feet, but I feel like I had an argument about this during my practice round or maybe during one of the competition rounds in the years prior, but oops. It's so hard to get to this hole. First of all, the gap is so tight, and then it's kind of a weird angle, and there's a bunch of guardian trees, and I just had a hard time figuring out what to throw to get there.
Yeah, it's like a tight uphill anhyzer.
Or like a bit kind
that
of a...
you want to turn late.
Yes, or it's
Later.
kind of a bomber of a forehand, weirdly.
Yes.
Even though it says 282, it doesn't feel like it's an easy hole to reach.
Huh.
That was a rare misfire from Catrina with the backhand.
I ended up in the perfect spot.
Sure what...
Trying to throw it into the Christmas trees. Yeah, I'm just running out of steam. That is an understable disc, and I threw it on a hyzer, and it didn't turn. So there's not a lot of muscle.
If that tells you what's
it.
going on with Tina, get down. She'll be in round.
That was a good line, just a little on the high side.
Mm-hmm. She'll be right on circle's edge. Sarah looking for a long birdie putt. Gets up underneath there. Yep. Yeah, you can see even people that made it through the gap just can't quite get it up there. 282 feet, you'd think we'd all be having birdie looks. Oof. Long putt for par.
Layup.
Oh!
It was well outside the circle, which is fine.
Ooh.
Cleaning up a great Great par putt from Kat.
From the rough.
Mm-hmm.
Making the straddle putt look easy.
It's a pretty close CTP.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, everyone's looking at it
Everyone's
like,
staring at the
how
CTP.
the heck did you get up there?
Why? How?
How?
And this tournament's fairly small with, like, most of the pro field anyways is fellow professionals that we're on tour with, so
Yeah.
we kind of know everybody.
And the locals, too, they come back every year to this event. It's like a kind of, almost like a pilgrimage. And so you get to know the people that come and that live in the area, and you see them year after year. Erica's got the box for hole 10, another par 4. This hole is so interesting.
I don't remember it yet.
I thought I did.
Oh.
Isn't this the one with the really weird right side fairway?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell if the tee pad with all the same trees.
But that's a good spot.
Oh, no, this is the one with the artwork. So there is a local that does artwork on these where if a tree falls down, where the trunk of the tree branches into the main big branches, he'll cut the trunk right before that and after the branches flat, and then he flips it upside down, and it makes this really weird artwork that looks almost like, big gorillas. You can see one on the left there. So they're pretty cool to look out for. There's only a handful on the course, or maybe a little less than that, and they're some of my favorite course artwork I've ever seen, recycling the trees. Oof.
That's a rough spot.
That's some Nantucket rough. Pitch out,
Yeah,
smart play.
gotta do what you gotta do. There's plenty of holes coming up too that are very tight and very rough that you kind of just have to pitch out. If you try to get aggressive, you're probably gonna add a couple strokes. But she's in a good spot.
This is not the hole I thought it was.
That's a great shot.
For some reason, I cannot remember this hole.
It's tucked in that little corner right there on the left side. The basket.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Sorry.
You can see.
Good to know.
You can see more of the artwork there in the middle with that weird upside down tree. They're super awesome. A lot of times too, this course will be all foggy, so it just kind of makes it a little bit mystical and spooky. Such a cool, pretty course. Really nice hyzer approach from Tina. Yeah, even now seeing the basket, for some reason I do not remember this hole. So weird.
So Erica's probably got a funny little gap. Probably can't even see the basket, to be honest. But that
look
was
at
a
her.
great shot up. Sarah's probably outside the circle from here.
Ooh, lots of long putt looks on this course. We watched them all day. So long putt for birdie. Oh,
just a little low.
Even though the scores are different, I believe. Oh,
same deal.
Tired legs.
Even though everything.
Even though the score separation is still the same, we see Sarah moving further down into the under par realm. Catrina is still 4 strokes back, which is the same as we started, but all with lower scores.
She's played some really good golf too.
Definitely.
But Sarah's also just really, really clean.
Super consistent. Not really making any mistakes.
Yeah, not a lot of bogeys. If she's messing up, it's usually for par, so.
Tina loving the bag lady look.
I have so much junk.
All the junk hanging out.
So much stuff. Holding a sweater, have a jacket,
yeah.
like 6 towels, and it's not raining, it's sunny.
It's like hot.
It was like 2 different days though.
It's
In the
true.
morning it was raining and windy and scary. All the branches were creaking. And then in the afternoon it was like hot and dry
Still.
and sunny
Yeah.
and perfect. It was like the perfect summer day. So weird.
This one tucks back to the right, as we can see. That's such a great shot by Catrina. If it lays down, it might be in the edge.
There's a corner there for sure, so if it curled up, it might not be in a great spot. But this, generally, you're trying to get that tree right in the middle of the frame right now. Mm-hmm. You try to get it towards that tree, but not too far.
Yep.
You almost don't want to throw a driver on this.
Yeah, I feel like it's
tee shot.
It's definitely more of a straight shot than it is a curve to the right shot. Mm-hmm. That you don't really need to go that aggressive here.
It's risky too. Yeah. There's a lot of pine.
Oof. Where'd you find yourself?
I hyzered.
Yeah. You don't want to go right, but you also don't want to go left.
The worst part is, first round, I was literally in the exact same spot.
No. You're like, I've been here before.
Uh-huh. And I still don't know what to do. Just a little pitch out.
Smart play.
That right side's a little more open. Once you get down there, it's still pretty protected, but the left side's garbage.
This is a really cool green. The fairway opens up here in the middle, but as you get close to the basket, it pinches off a lot. And there's a lot more trees, especially to the right side of the basket. Erica's a little bit deep off her tee shot. If she had gone a little shorter, it would have been perfect, but she still finds a line.
That's a good hyzer.
Yep.
Yeah, and it sits down in the middle of the fairway, too. If it would have skipped left, that would have been hard.
I love those sculptures so much.
Yeah, so Kat's roller kept rolling to the right a little bit too much, so she's in kind of a sticky situation.
Man, patent pending on a knee with a branch in your backswing, yeesh. Catches that early tree, lays down in the middle. She'll have it easy up and down from there.
Yeah, I mean, even if she would have pitched out, that probably would have been about where she would end up.
What a shot from Sarah off the tee, man. It is so hard to get this far down the fairway.
And be in the fairway.
Yes. Give herself a putt.
Right up shot, too. Again, you kind of see, like, all the choices you can make. There's that left side gap, there's a right side gap. There isn't really a middle gap on this one, but you get to choose so many different lines after every tee shot or every throw that you throw.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities to do something different.
Another cool thing about this Nantucket course is you can see how well maintained the fairways are. I mean, look at this pristine, perfect, like mowed grass all the way down the fairway around all the trees. But it does make for some faster greens. So if you're throwing a faster disc that's overstable, when it lands, it's not going to grab. It is going to skip. So you kind of have to play.
Usually skip and roll too.
Yeah, you have to learn to play the skips like you would on a golf course.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh. That was so close. Yeah.
That would have been a super awesome birdie. Is not a common birdie hole for the ladies. This hole 11. Yes.
Cat. For a par save too. Yeah, I guess being over in the woods over there.
That's impressive after that really weird, hard second shot. She must have got way down there around the corner before she went in the rough with that roller.
Cool.
From that spot.
Cool.
Cool. You don't hate it. You don't love it. Tina's just out here having some fun.
I am having fun, actually.
Celebrating your 1-year wedding anniversary.
And like 2 months since I played disc golf anniversary.
And a day not spent behind a sewing machine anniversary.
Yeah, that's true. I really just do love Nantucket. Mm-hmm. Todd makes it really special, and we always have a really good time. I wouldn't miss it for anything.
This is the hardest hole.
This hole is crazy.
It's so
There's
hard.
not a hole like this.
No,
hole.
anywhere.
Mm-mm.
The gap off the tee is so narrow, but there's no really where. Oh, forehand roller, huh?
I can something on the left side.
Yeah, I can see her plan, but you're going through this narrow hole, and there's not a lot of places for it to go once it gets through this narrow gap. It's almost like you're poking it through this gap and hoping that it lands in a place where you can throw a second shot. That's actually one of the better shots.
Fine.
Yeah, that's one of the better shots I've ever seen.
And probably missed her line, to be honest.
Yep. You kind of almost don't want to hit that middle line on this hole.
Yeah, it's super. It's super weird.
Once you get down here, you can see there's that slanting tree in the middle. You can either go to a super narrow, very thickly wooded fairway on the right, or you can go down the more open left side, but it definitely adds some distance to the hole. Tina chooses left.
Yeah, gotta pitch out.
Hokom's
way over on the left side.
Hokom's tough to the right. She looks like she's going to have to choose that left fairway as well, but I think she would anyways with her sidearm dominant game.
Looks awkward though, where she's
Definitely.
throwing from.
Oh, wow.
But forget about it.
Are you kidding me?
She's so good.
That's so good. Really nice hyzer flip that glides. Catrina's roller ended up in a funky place.
But that's a great shot.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too close to those trees.
Yeah, to the fork.
To have a really good option.
Yes, Erica! Love that. Right idea, just a little bit to the right, but if that had found the middle, it might have got all the way down there. Tina's lining up the inside gap. It's the straight gap.
That a little early.
Just a little bit early.
And not strong enough.
Yeah, she is tough.
A little pinched off. If she was back maybe 5 feet even.
I'm kind of surprised she doesn't go with the forehand there up the left side. It's low ceiling and it's definitely tough. It would make for a hard putt, but it's way more open.
Yeah.
Erica finding the
Just
rough.
A tree right in the face.
Yeah. Does a little throw jump putty thing.
Oh.
Did it keep turning right?
On the right side, which is pretty thick actually.
Yeah, it is.
Just a bunch of little trees over there.
Catrina's good at a forehand roller. Let's see how this plays out. There's not a lot of room.
And not a lot of options because she's got all those branches right in front of her. Just keep straight.
God, this little fairway is
that little forest over there.
Oh, it's so frustrating because you can just get tangled up so bad.
And you're so close to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that little pointing left branch, though. It's so awesome pointing right at the basket.
And Sarah's even in the woods, and she's not that far out, but it's just, that's the hole. This is a crazy hole. I've never seen a hole like this in this hole before.
There's not really a pure line that you can get there, even if you can throw 440 feet. Like, you have to throw a putter off the tee, I would say, for the most part, or something slower speed, and then you have to, like, kind of just roll with what happens after that. There's not really a plan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Literally roll with it. Oh my god.
Dang.
So pure.
She's had a lot of those.
Katrina's still
so close.
Still kind of struggling from the rough. Doesn't look like she had a putt. She just lays it up. Sarah under that low branch.
Like 10 feet away and still having to knee putt.
Yeah. Oh, yes. A little bit of a tester. That went a little further past than I thought. But no skin off her back. I'm like kind of happy with a bogey on this hole.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I've gotten like a 7 on it before. Like it can happen so fast.
Par is so hard to get.
Yeah.
Par is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that seems crazy, but
when
are you getting a birdie on this hole?
Right. I mean, if you break it up, you'd only have to throw like 350-foot shots, but it's so hard.
Good point. I should try that.
Well, when you say it like that.
Throw it in from 150 feet.
And she'll be off to the right, which is where you want to be on this hole. Those trees make it look like you want to be left, but you have to carry a little bit further.
I think this might be hard to watch.
Uh-oh. Disclaimering.
I have a little memory.
That looks great.
Thank you.
Maybe a little early. Just a little early.
It looks good, but I think it ends up in a really bad spot, and then it's all a disaster. I think the tee pad was slippery, too. Or maybe it was just in the morning. Yeah,
that's not a good kick.
This is a rough one, too. And a lot of those are prickly, too.
Oh,
they're like holly leaves that are like stabby.
Oh, that was a really great out, though. Well, Yeah, that was great. She's tucked up under bush, but
bad
still.
spot, but she got forward a lot.
And
so
she's in
nice.
the middle. This doesn't look so bad so far.
Just wait.
Oh! It's so thick.
We don't know where it went.
The camera guys are like, we might have missed this one.
It was like a decent shot, but I think I was so mad that I didn't have any muscle that I put too much muscle into it.
Muscle.
I found some.
Yeah.
And shanked it.
The good old angry shank.
Yeah. Anger shank. That's what that was.
Wow, Sarah, that was so good. Catches that last guardian tree, but that was a really great shot. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't know where you were.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And surprising. I was
Could
so
you see the
focused.
basket from over there?
No.
Yeah, you were behind
I
the
pitched
bushes.
out. Yeah. This is the hole that Sarah said really nice to me. Tina, we're almost done. And gave me some Swedish fish.
Nothing like some good energy fish.
Yeah. That's a great shot.
Yeah, super awesome up from
Underneath a bush. Throwing a sidearm standstill.
Missed the sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
I love this sculpture in the green. It's a super creative way to take an otherwise pretty boring green and add a little pizzazz. I love the creativity. Tina's working with that sculpture. Ooh! I thought that was going in.
I was mad, I'm telling you.
But that was not an angry shank.
No, it was an angry, almost made it.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Sarah just...
Great birdie from Sarah.
Yeah,
Katrina.
that's some nice momentum for her too. I think it's been a while since really anybody's gotten a birdie since those shorter holes, so
That was a good par save from Catrina too after where her initial drive landed.
definitely.
Good save. Sarah just stretches her lead out. Flexes. Erica with the straddle. Oh no!
She looked like she was overthinking
Yeah,
that. I was
she
gonna say
did.
she looks determined, but she looked like she was
A little tense.
trying to get in the zone. But she's had so many putts that were really close, I think she probably just was ready to get one.
Tina's like, get me out of here. Oh, no, still smiling.
Always
What a trooper.
Even if I'm raging.
Thank you again to all the Patreon supporters. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoy this bonus footage from Nantucket.
Bonus footage.
Bonus footage. Oh no.
Well,
Catches a
shouldn't
tree in
have
the
said it.
middle. This is
This hole's so weird.
yeah, this is the only hole on the course that I would call fluky. Just they're kind of working with what they had to get to the next hole. There's a ton of trees.
The gap is too small.
Yeah, you can't really tell from here. Erica's trying to hit the gap, but she missed right. It's a very small, kind of almost a not a horseshoe, but a super sharp C shaped gap where you have to throw it on a hyzer. Oh,
That's the line,
wow,
but
that was
further.
good. Yeah, further and a little bit of a sharper angle. Higher. Sharper. Katrina's second shot is great.
Yeah, that should be definitely putting.
The rough is so gnarly here too, on the right and left side.
It's shorter than the rest of the course, though.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's just
You can see the basket usually. But.
It's just that the disc can knock really far into the rough because it's shorter. And then also, once you get over there, just like Hokom shows us, you kind of lose any concept of a fairway or a line. There's just millions of tiny trees.
Yeah.
Super rare kind of oof from Sarah. But this is like, it's a really hard forehand hole. There's not really a forehand line.
Not really.
You can kind of try to work an ante shot, but I was throwing rollers.
I was trying to throw that in.
You're like, what the heck?
I mean, it didn't matter.
Erica with another long putt. Yeah. Oh.
Always on the left, just a little bit. A little more oomph. Those would be in.
She looked like she had a little smile on her face on this
Yeah.
putt. I feel like it would be a real treat to get this hole, even though it's so short.
Is this the one Austin aced?
Did he? I didn't know that.
Maybe it was a different hole.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
Par's not bad here.
I think it was just a similar one that faded left
Yeah.
for a
A
righty.
shorter one. And we move on to the last hole, I believe, that they all played today. And we started on 16, I think.
Sure.
Tina's like, just another hole.
Lost all concept of what's up and down.
Catrina yanks it a little bit, ending on the par 4, so she's good, trying to go for some distance with the roller shot.
Yeah.
This is another kind of interesting line. You definitely cannot really go big distance off the tee here. It looks like there's a right side hyzer line, but it's just not available at all.
It's deceiving.
Yeah, super
You
deceiving.
try it and then you're like, I shouldn't have done that.
Why did I do that? Because a lot of the times you end up under those super bushy fir trees in the middle. The line is definitely either an anhyzer or a long forehand. Erica friggin' pimps
That
it.
looks amazing.
Yeah, that's so good. She's got that anhyzer game.
There's still a risk that you'll end up just kind of in the wrong spot,
Like,
but that was still a good shot. That was great from a knee.
yeah, for sure. You hyze it off a little bit.
Yeah, I
but
liked my throw because it didn't go too far, but it's still just a little compromised.
yeah. And that's all you really need to do right there is get in the middle.
Hit that tree. Is that what I have to do?
Dang it.
I threw the shot I wanted.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep eating my words every time you throw. Sarah's looking to get there.
There we go.
Boom.
Easy hyzer for her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to mess around with anything other than that.
That drive landed in a perfect spot, and that's hard to do on this hole without taking a lot off. Catrina with her third shot. Getting up there on the green.
Also, very, very good. So clean.
Such a good backhand Andy shot. Tina with a standstill forehand.
So
Boom,
many standstill
dude.
forehands.
That was good power on that forehand.
It's my little fury.
Erica with her second shot, correct?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Wow, that's such a good drive on this hole. That's unbelievable. Oh, doesn't quite get over on it.
Yeah,
enough.
she probably wanted that a little bit higher and maybe a little bit more turn, but
She'll have a long putt. Maybe she'll get one to drop.
either way, having an easy par on this hole is really nice.
Love
I
that.
think I was trying to throw that in too.
Yeah, I like that you kind of waved at it like later.
How I do.
This is for birdie.
Good attempt, good up either
Capping
way.
out a strong day with a really strong finish on the last hole. Oh god, I wanted that to drop so bad. Really awesome play from Erica too. It's fun watching her attack this course. She's been there the last 4 years that I've been there, or maybe 5 years actually that I've been there. Woo!
Great putt from
Nice
Kat.
par save. Waving at the gallery.
The wave.
Yeah. She's like psyched about that too.
Yeah.
Erica to save par. Yeah.
Great putt.
Solid finish. I like to think that there's no gallery there and they're just waving at each other.
Could be. Maybe I was screaming in the background.
Yeah. Tina's the fourth card mate and the gallery.
It could be the gallery. I'm pretty much just watching at this point anyway.
Watching while doing a lot of walking. Super solid day from Hokom. Back-to-back rounds there, finishing.
I think we did have a tiny gallery. There were like 3 people watching.
You had to. Well, we want to say a really nice thank you to the Patreon subscribers again, also to Matt Graham of Kids Disc Golf and AJ Risley for filming, and I also want to say thank you to Tina Oakley for doing commentary with me.
And Madison Walker for doing commentary with me.
And thank you, Terry Miller, for filming the women. We appreciate you so much. Have a nice day.